live. I'm live. Is there anybody there? Right, this says there's 8 people watching. Can you hear me, for starters? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let's wait and see. Let's see. God, please, please, let's get the camera and the audio working. Please. Somebody type something. Chris in Dubai, I hear you. Beautiful. Happy days. Chris in Dubai, great to see you, mate. Stuart Lawton, evening Bruce. Smoky Gun, boo. What's that mean? What's that mean, Smokey? Stuart Lawton, loud and clear. Fantastic. Excellent. Brilliant. This was the average bikers in a cave. Those boys were listening last time and they said, you must be able to connect this mic up to the sound recorder and the computer. It's worked this week. I've done nothing different, but it's worked this week. So cheers, gents, for giving me the push to try and make it work. Smoky Gun, boo as in surprise. Oh, all right, mate, no worries. Biker Dad Andy, evening boss, nice and loud. Fantastic, great stuff. Well, lads, we're a wee bit early. I just thought I better start a wee bit early just in case there were some technical issues. But looks like we're all going. Brian Longimaris, how you doing, Brian? Stuart Lawton, there's a slight lag, but not a problem. Oh, okay. Anyone else having a lag? Don't know if I've got a fairly good signal at my end, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Right, tonight, I'm thinking it's just a catch-up, really. I was supposed to do a podcast with Lyndon and some of the folk over at Toro Adventure. I was just over there with Pete English and the Likeable Rider, Two Wheels and a Ponytail. She was there as well. And the idea was to have a few beers and just do a bit of a podcast over there. But the few beers turned into a session in an Irish bar and the podcast went by the wayside. So I ended up with no podcast this week and thought, let's do a bit of a catch-up. Stephen Spencer, hey, Paul. How you doing, Steve? You all right, pal? Yeah, so I thought, just a chance to have a chat, really. I thought we could run through things at the bike show, because I'm sure a lot of you have been at the bike show this week. I've not gone this year. Was out in Spain. I had loads to do myself, so I've not gone. Hartley Rides, how you doing, pal? Evening all. Yeah, so I thought I'd have a little catch up with you to see what's going on there and anything else you want to chat about, really. So if you've got anything in particular you'd like to chat about, whack it in the comments and we can get cracking. That's us just gone 7. Brett Cunningham, hi all, how's it going? Hope you're all well. Cheers, Brett. All good here, pal. All good here. No complaints whatsoever. I think first off, let's have a wee chat about the next meetup, clan meetup. So that's the Isle of Man one next year. Let's not give away dates and stuff because this is purely for those of you over there in the clan over at Patreon, patreon.com/TeapotOne. I think there's about 32 confirmed, booked, ready to rumble. That's still not a bad number considering we are going like all the way to the Isle of Man and the expense that's incurred with all that. So a huge thank you to all of you who've committed to that. Really looking forward to it. Oh, sorry, I better catch up with some messages. John McPhee, evening, big man. Hope you and the missus and the dog are doing well. All good, thanks, John. All good. They're downstairs at the moment watching, I don't know what they're watching, Country File or something. Brian Longimanis, Irish bar gets everyone in trouble. It certainly does, mate. Yes, yes. Stephen Spencer, I really should book a ferry. Yes, mate. I'm being told that the ferry's sold out, or one of the ferries is sold out. But I think there's a couple, isn't there? There's a couple of different ferries, and there's different times as well for the different days. So you should still be fine. But it's looking cracking. It's all organised. Really looking forward to it. Cannot wait. I hope you can't either. If you need any details, folks, if you've not yet booked up, have a look through all the posts on the TeapotOne Patreon page and just look for the post there to do with the Isle of Man, all the dates, everything like that. It's all there. Okay, what about the bike show? Who's been to the bike show this year then? What did you think? What's worth looking at? Or what was worth looking at? Smoky Gun, aye, big thanks to Ben for all he's done organising bits as well. Yeah, absolutely. Ben Farmer's just been amazing, absolutely amazing organising this next clan meetup. He came to see me when we were doing the Southwest one, which I'll start editing soon. It is coming, I promise. And he said, "What did I think about doing an Isle of Man meet?" And I thought, well, it would be great, but I just thought we won't get enough people. People aren't going to go and do that. Well, I was wrong, absolutely wrong. And Ben's basically he's taken it all on board, and he's been over, done a recce with his missus, sorted the hotel, restaurants, cafes, route, everything. So massive thanks. It really is a huge help when you folk, like when people just take the reins for the different meetups and just go, right, this one's mine, I'm going to organize this. It's a massive help to me, a huge help. So thank you very much. And if anyone wants to do it for any future ones, drop me a line, let me know, and I'm more than happy to hand it over to you if you want to get it going. Pete English, well, the Pete's over Pete Hastelow and Pete English. I think Pete Hastelow's taking a bit of a back seat at the moment. He's taking a wee break from the socials, well, from the Facebook anyway. But Pete English is running the TeapotOne supporters Facebook group. That's another place where you can go, you can hang out, and you can sort of mix with everyone else that's in the clan here. You can organise your own ride-outs if you want to. You don't need to do it through me, obviously, but that's a good place to go. If you need the link for that, again, they're in previous posts on the Patreon page, or just DM me and I'll send you the link. Neil Purvis, evening all. How you doing, Neil? Adam Shand, evening, Bruce and all. How you doing, Adam? Sorry, I forgot. Adam's coming to the Canaries with me, and I forgot him in the initial WhatsApp group. Mate, I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I think we're all back up and running now. John Powell, evening folks, popping my clan live stream cherry this evening. How you doing, John? Welcome to the clan. Biker Dad Andy, love to go but can't get out of night shifts. Mate, I tell you, working for a living, sheesh, you need to try and ditch that as soon as you possibly can. Totally understand, Andy. No dramas at all, mate. There'll be plenty more. Uncle Semtex, hiya, hiya. Steve Spencer, you don't realise my lack of organisational skill. I went to the Manx, booked it with 20 minutes to leave the house after 2 hours sleep, and booked the first ferry home instead of 3 days later. Good effort, good effort. John McPhee, went yesterday to bike show, was just a good day. Was just a good day out. Mates took the piss out of me, sitting on all the bikes and my wee legs dangling, not able to get my feet down. Do you know, I think there is going to be a big rise in smaller bikes, both physically smaller and smaller CC. There just seems to be more and more and more of that coming our way to the sort of UK stroke European market now. The smaller CC bikes have always been big, like, you know, over in Southeast Asia and places like that, but they just never have here in the UK because we seem to favour big CC bikes. But there just seems to be a push for smaller, physically smaller and small CC bikes. So I think there's going to be well, it's not even a rejuvenation of them, is it? Because they've never really been massive, to my knowledge. Maybe they were before I got into bikes, but I think they're gonna arrive here on our shores en masse. Stephen Spencer, I was on the ferry with nowhere to stay. Oh, what, when you went to when you went to the Manx? Yeah, what could go wrong? Brian Longimanis, Ben has put a lot of work in. Thanks, Ben. Yes, he has. Absolutely. Steve Fletcher, hiya, sexy. How you doing, gorgeous? Adam Shan, have you bought your pants for the trip yet? No, I've not. I saw that message in the WhatsApp group when I was out in Spain. I've not done it. I was thinking about that today. I will do it. Don't worry. It'll make sense in the videos, folks, when they come. Be about 3 years probably before I edit them. 24 Charlie, how you doing, Simo? Hey, dude, Simo here. I finally got the cargo trousers. Lots of faffage from JNS though. Yeah, we have them. No, we don't. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Oh, you went for the green cargo ones. What were they again? Were they Red Route? Is that right? I sent you the name for them, didn't I? Yeah, I'm glad you got sorted. I'm going to give you another recommendation now. I've just started trying out the Roadskin kit. They gave me a pair of jeans and a hoodie to take to Spain there, and then I'm going to take them to the Canaries in a couple of weeks as well and do them out there. Great, really good bits of kit. I think the jeans are AAA rated, and the hoodie is AA rated, and they've got full D30 armor in them. The hoodie is even Well, it's waterproof, but it's got like a waterproof liner on the inside. So the outside is going to get saturated. So if you're somewhere cold, you're going to get cold when that gets wet, but it will keep the insides dry. I wore like the Rucker padded puffer jacket underneath it when I rode to the airport in Gatwick because it was like 3 degrees that morning. And I was snug as a bug in a rug. And then all through Spain, it was great. So definitely, I totally obviously I've not been down the road in them yet, and I hope I never have to test that. But in practical sense, I wore them to the airport on the plane, and I wore them the whole time I was there. Great. And Pete English actually said the hoodie was quite slimming. Don't you know? Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, good bits of kit. Anyway, enjoy your cargo pants, Simo. Sorry, mate. Stephen Spencer. Steve Spencer at Steve Fletcher. Shh, that's our secret nicknames. Oh, what sexy. Stuart Lawton went to the bike show on Monday, first time visiting. Really enjoyed it. Standout items: the Helite Air Vest backpack, the BMW stand, and the Kawasaki hybrid bike. Oh, right, okay. Well, Helite Air Vest backpack. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm interested in because I always wear a rucksack. So at the moment, I wear my Krieger bag over my air vest. No massive implications to that. Just feels a little bit bulkier. Plus, I can't, because I'm such a fat knacker, I can't do the rucksack up over the top of the vest. Although Krieger have seen that, and they're sending me some like extendable sections to put in there that will allow me to shut the rucksack over my ample gut. So I'll try that out. But yeah, I'd be definitely interested in the backpack. Sure. What else was it? BMW stand. What was good about the BMW stand? I don't know what they were doing this year. Kawasaki hybrid bike. I've not heard anything about that. Oh, do tell. So what was it? Was it petrol and electric hybrid, or is it like petrol and hydrogen, or sorry, electric and hydrogen, or like what? What's the crack with a hybrid bike? Rebecca Christie, hi, Alan Bex here. Did bike show Monday. It was okay. Good stuff. Glad you liked it. Chris in Dubai, we need big bikes. Big is better. I do like big bikes, but I've got to say, I also really enjoy the little wee things like the wee 125s and stuff. I always have a scream. I think ultimately, yes, I do like the big CC bikes. Hartley Rides. Love my Powerhouse 411cc 23 bhp Himalayan. Do you know, I've never ridden a Himalayan. I've still never ridden one. Uncle Semtex, what's your thoughts on your next bike, Bruce? New GS. Cheers, Harley. At the moment, yes. I mean, obviously, my finance runs out. You know, the 3-year PCP deal that runs out in end of June next year, 2023. So at the moment, there's nothing else on my radar other than that new GS, to be perfectly honest. So providing it's come out and it's not a catastrophe, then, and I can get the finance, because this will be the first time I bought a bike being self-employed. So I was thinking recently, oh bloody hell, that might be tricky. But who knows? Providing that all goes to plan, then yeah, I will just go for this new GS. I think. I mean, if it looks like an utter pig or it have loads and loads of issues, then obviously I won't. But the plan is to go for that, I think, at the moment. Otherwise, not really sure. I don't really know at the moment, to be honest. I've got some news, actually, regarding a bike. Someone remind me about that later, but I just want to try and catch up with some questions first. Smoky Gun, bike show, wasn't bad. Nice selection of bikes, obviously, and great to meet some of the smaller outfits that you see online, like the Haggis Tour Fellers and Maving. Saw Peter Hickman too. Oh, yeah, Pete Hickman, he's a lovely fellow, isn't he? It's always takes me by surprise when he says hello, because we've literally met on the podcast, and then now when he sees me, he remembers and he says hello. So that's amazing. Maving, love the look of their stuff. I saw TMF had one of theirs recently. I saw on one of his posts. Yeah, they look really nice. I think they're 125 sort of equivalent electric bikes, aren't they? John McPhee, new Hornet, good bike and few new Triumphs worth looking at. Yeah, I saw, again, on socials, I saw Moto Bob has just been out in Spain with Honda doing that on the new Hornet sort of launch. Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it? Looks fine. I'd like to get my hands on one for sure. Michael Whiting, hi all, just come back from the Canaries. Looks like some great riding. All right, so what you weren't over there riding? You were just on holiday. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's a group of us going out on the 8th of December for, is that 5 days, 6 days? Can't wait. Just can't wait. So just a fantastic place to ride a bike. Stephen Spencer, bike show was okay. Managed to win some tickets and took the new missus. She hadn't been before, so she enjoyed it. Great stuff, mate. I'm glad she liked it. Mark from Leeds. Hey up, MFL in attendance. How you doing, Mark? You all right, pal? Rebecca Christie, Al here. I work for JNS. If you need any help with the kit. Ah, nice one. Cheers, Al. Simo, did you hear that, pal? Al, he works for JNS. He's your new contact. Steve Spencer, near Leeds. Is that for Mark? It's not from Leeds, near Leeds. Uncle Semtex, what an eye opener your podcast was with the boys regarding kit. Wow, yes, absolutely. I'm really sorry. I've been uploading that video today for all of you on the clan, and it still hasn't finished processing in time. Otherwise, I'd have posted it up for you to have. But it should be done by the time I finish this live stream, and then I'll post the link up on the Patreon page. It goes live to the public tomorrow anyway. But yes, if you haven't listened to that podcast yet, folks, I appreciate it's a biggie. It's over 3 hours, but you know, beauty of podcasts is you can nip in and out of them as and when you like. It was really interesting. When Ed contacted me about coming on, I did think to myself, what are we going to chat about other than, this is waterproof, this isn't waterproof, and this is the different sort of protection ratings. I never envisaged that it would be as insightful and entertaining as it was, and that it would last over 3 hours. But yeah, I had no idea base layers, like the underwear, even the underwear that you wear under your kit, can have such a significant impact on the performance of the outside kit that you wear. Really is worth looking at. And sadly, it's got me looking at base layers now, and they're not bloody cheap. Although I think you can get some cheaper ones. I've been looking at merino wool ones, but you can get like man-made base layer, and they'll do the same sort of job. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to invest in some for sure. Adam Shand, what are those cargos? I've been looking for a good pair instead of riding jeans all the time. They're the green cargo trousers that I've worn in some of the older vids. I got them from JNS. I think they're from Red Route, I think. Simo will tell you, I'm sure, on here. In fact, I think I've just seen Sim. I'll get to it in a second. So I think it's Red Route, but I'll cover what Simo says. John Powell, did the bike show yesterday. It was great to go as a family. The small bikes were a hit for an 18-year-old daughter looking for her first A2 bike and a 13-year-old son who has decided to save for a 125. Brilliant. Excellent. Well, I think that's exactly what the whole industry needs. It needs youngsters coming in, which is something we just haven't had for years now. There's been a real deficit of youth coming into the whole industry. So it's nice to see. You see it on all the socials, don't you, at the moment? There's loads of like lassies coming into biking. There's loads of new, fresh blood coming into biking. And as I said, I think a lot of that is going to be pushed by these smaller CC bikes for sure. Neil Purvis, when the Scotland Tour video coming out, Bruce? Cool. It's going to be the new year. I think I have... Okay, these are the ones that are at the top of my mind that I have to edit. I have at least a 3, possibly 4 video series from Switzerland 2 years ago, which I have to edit. That will be stunning. The scenery is just breathtaking. But it's going to be a bit of a beast to edit because I've got in-off cameras and drones and all sorts of different footage. Although I might not be incorporating the in-off footage anymore, but we can cover that later. But I've got to do that. I've got our clan meetup from the start of this year. That's got to be done. I've got the Canaries trip from the end of last year to do. I've got one of the Welsh trips from the middle of this year to do. I've got levels 3 and 4 of California Superbike School to do. I've got the day I did with rapid training. That's quite an important one. I want to get that out because I think loads of people can benefit from that. Plus, I think it might do quite well for the channel. So selfishly, I want to get that out. And then obviously there's the Scotland whole series and loads of others. Oh, I've just edited the Suzuki GSX-S 1000 GT vid. That is done. I'll be uploading that after this. So that will go out towards the end of the week, next week, probably Thursday, Friday. I've got Harley Chief, that bike, not Harley, the Indian Chief, that review vid has to go out. The shed loads. I've got shed loads and shed loads and shed loads, and obviously the Scotland tour. So yeah, it'll be a while, but it is coming. This new computer is so much quicker at editing. So I'm down to like 3 days, 4 days to edit a vid rather than 5 to 7 full days. Steve Fletcher, Krieger fat straps. Yes, that's the ones. I will be getting them. Biker Dad Andy, there was a pre-production electric bike on the Quack stand. Wow. It's going to be interesting now, isn't it? Now that these big four have all sort of come together, all the big Jap four have come together and said that they're going to be focusing on whatever the next thing is going to be in terms of electric, hydrogen, whatever it is. They're all focusing on it. So we're going to see big big advancements, I think, in that whole field now. It's coming. Adam Shand, have BMW not offered you a GS yet? You must have sold loads for them by now. No, I hear nothing from BMW UK whatsoever anymore. I'm not on their list anymore, I don't think. Yeah, I have sold shed loads of GSs for them, loads of them, but well, never mind. 24 Charlie, Adam Shan, check out JNS cargo trousers. The sizes are awful. I'm a 36, but nearly ended up getting a size 40. Made by Red Root, not many left as the company folded recently. Genuinely, that makes me feel a bit better because I had to go in a bigger size and I was bloody mortified. But yeah, that's good to know that the sizes are fuddled. Yeah, Red Root, absolutely Red Root. Rebecca Christie, Rocket Outlast base layers are very good. Yes, I did look at them as well. Yeah, I think I'll be putting something like that on the Christmas list, I think. Mark from Leeds, Rocket Outlast base layers. I got £100 for a set. Well, that's actually quite good. I was looking at the Halverson's ones because obviously Ed and Mick, who were on the podcast, they work with Halverson's. So I was checking out theirs and they were like 70 or 80 quid for the top and similar for the bottoms. So £100 for both is actually not a bad deal. John McPhee, as a tight Scot, Decathlon ski snow base layers are great for biking, very reasonable. There you go, John. You're a man after my very own heart, pal. I'll be checking them out. Steve Fletcher, Bruce, Icebreaker are about the best, not cheap, but last year's. Just replaced mine after about 10 years of use. I take it that's base layers, is it? Right, okay. Pete English, good evening all. Just got in from a day's pottering in the shed. How you doing, Pete? You all right, pal? Pete was even more depressed than I was the day that we were all coming back from Spain. I've never seen a more sort of dejected man in my life. I'm glad you enjoyed it over there, mate. Steve Fletcher, hi Pete. Rebecca Christie, Red Root cargos are £99, sizes 30 to 42 in regular or short, black camo or olive green in all JNS outlets. You never know that Al works for JNS. Uncle Semtex, Bruce, you really need to get someone to edit for you, you control freak. Yeah, I know it would help massively, but there's two issues. One, I'm a total control freak, as you know, and two, financially, it's like, I'm not in a position to do that. I'm just, well, we may as well cover this. I'm no longer sponsored by Inov. Wasn't their decision, was my decision. So yeah, gonna have to tighten the belt even more. But yeah, I just can't afford to do that at the moment, sadly. 24 Charlie, how many SD cards do you have? Me? Oh, you mean for holding on all this footage that I've still got to edit? Well, I have about 78, maybe 80 terabytes of external hard drives where all my footage is stored on. Plus, I've got two 2 terabyte SSD drives that I edit off of. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff just sitting around waiting. Chris in Dubai, doesn't Kim doesn't Kim do cargo trousers? I'm assuming that must be Climb. I'm assuming you mean Climb. Do cargo trousers, not cheap obviously, but waterproof for sure. Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Chris has just put Climb underneath it. Sorry, mate. Yeah, they will do. Yeah. Demo Chevo. I've finally arrived. Bloody Mac update. How you doing, pal? You all right? Adam Shand. Sondico base layers, 2 for £22 from Sports Direct. Adam, you're the very man for me, my man. Thank you very much. I'll check them out. Hartley Rides. I bought Crane base layers from Aldi years ago, still going strong. Aldi for the win again, isn't it? Every now and then they just pull one out the bag, and wow, great bits of stuff, great bits of kit. Rebecca Christie, red root sizes generally are small but well priced. It is a JNS company, so should be still available. We have them in Cheltenham. Al's doing his very best for plugging these cargo trousers, isn't he? 2-4 Charlie, when you're moving up north? Yeah, probably. I would say we've probably got about another maybe 5 years down here. And then Mrs. Teapot is pretty set on moving up to Scotland, believe it or not. She's not Scottish, but she loves it up there. So, yeah, at the moment, it looks like there probably will be a move on the cards in about 5 years or so. Could be sooner. You never know. Demo Chevo, Jesus, I thought you were going to say you had that amount of terabyte in SD cards. No. I've got a few SD cards, though. I genuinely do. Pete English, riding in Spain just makes me happy. Breaks my heart when I have to leave. The place is amazing to be a biker. It is, isn't it? I mean, it's just sensational. I love it. I absolutely love it. It was so good to be back out there, man. Really enjoyed it. Demo Chevo, I prefer my natural base layer. Fat bikers bounce. I'm with you on that one. Yes, yeah, I share that sort of internal base layer. Speaking of which, do you like this top? Right, that there says bear, but it should be bright red. You see what it says? It says some days you're the bear, and then on the back. It says, some days you're the woods. New March, what are you thinking? I just thought there's some sayings that I've said, and I thought, oh, they'd make a good T-shirt. So I did this one. What do you think? Is it crap? Let me know if it's crap. Uncle Semtex, teach me to edit. I will do it for free. Thank you, Matt. You don't, because it takes days and days and days. You don't want to do that for free. Chris Murphy, evening all. How you doing, Chris? 2-4 Charlie, when's the GS due to be upgraded? June next year. That's when my finance runs out. Mark from Leeds, I've got Pete English SD card. He's not getting it back. 128 gig also. He did mention that, Mark. He did mention that. Hartley Rides, like the tea, very good. Oh, thank you very much. Excellent. Chris Murphy, awesome. Pete English, big gay bear. Absolutely. Why not? Demo Chevo, I thought you were from Leeds, Mark, not Liverpool. It's like because he's nicked the SD card. Very good. Biker Dad Andy, as my mates will mention, I'm a fan of the Kais undergarments. Got the trousers and jacket. Absolutely love them. The heated stuff. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not that fussed about any of the kit other than the jacket. I think the jacket is fantastic. I love it. Really is good. Neil Purvis, T-shirt is bang on. Excellent. Thank you very much. Pete English, got to say, Sean, the likable rider, is a really top guy. He is. He genuinely is, isn't he? He is a nice fella. I love his sense of humour. Him and Andy, actually, Andy Mancam. They've both got very similar sort of dry sense of humours. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to be up with him and go for a ride. Oh, actually, that reminds me, Sean and I were chatting about the Patreon meetup next year. Do you remember when he was on the podcast the last time and you were all asking, could we do a combined sort of Patreon meetup over in Germany? So we're going to try and sort that for summerish time next year. Hang on, let me have a little beer. Paul Sparrow, Biker Dad Andy, soft southern. Oh, the abuse is flowing. Brian Longimanis, tea is great. Thank you very much. Louise Worsfold, so when are you filming yourself on the bucking bronco to test the vest? Everyone on here wants to see that content. Louise, that was a genius idea that you sent me on how to test the vest. I've not looked into it at all yet, at all. I'll need to find somewhere that does it. And yeah, then we'll go for it. That's not a bad idea at all. If anyone knows where there's a bucking bronco, hopefully relatively close to the southeast of England, if not, I will travel, let me know. Mark from Leeds, fecund labour of love editing. How many times do you watch your videos through when done? I've got to admit, I don't often watch them all the way through once I've finished and I've rendered it, because they tell you not to do this when you edit, like continually watch through a vid. They tell you just to work your way through it and then watch and then do all the amendments that you need to make, then watch it and just do it that way. But I've got into the habit where I'll edit a little bit and then I watch up to that point, and then I edit a little bit more and then I watch, and it just takes forever. That's probably part of the reason it takes me so long. But then I know that once I hit render, I've done what I need to do, and I don't often watch the end result, which is probably not a good idea. But that's what I've done. Although I did that today. I sat and watched the Suzuki GT video, and I've got to admit, I did think to myself, oh, I'd cut that out, I'd cut that out. So maybe I should listen to myself and go back and edit those bits out. I don't know. I mean, the vid is just under half an hour long, and which in my mind is too long. But every time I do a shorter vid, most of you say, "Oh, that I'd like a longer vid." So I don't know. In my head, I'm thinking 15 to 20 minutes is like a nice size for a vid. But let me know, what do you think? Tell me what you think. Should it be a 15, 20 minute vid, or if it's half an hour, it's half an hour? Let me know. 24 Charlie, the jacket from Case is awesome. Had the gilet, but the jacket trumps it big style. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I really do. I'm not really that fussed about heated kit most of the time. I think it's a bit of a gimmick personally. But, unless you're riding in proper cold weather, like 0 and below all the time. But the jacket is fantastic. Really does the job. Where are we? Adam Shan, my offer to help with editing still stands until you move to Scotland, that is. Love the t-shirt too. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Smoky Gun, great that you're heading north. Are you likely to settle near the cities, or are we going to have a Teapot Croft spin-off channel? I think what we're looking at, my family, my brother, and now my dad, we moved my dad there as well now. They live in a wee village called Comrie, which is quite near Crieff in Perthshire. It's beautiful. It's stunning. And my wife has sort of fallen in love with that little village and that area. So do I really. I love it. It's really nice. Proper picture postcard Scotland, and the roads around there are stunning. It's right in the Trossachs. It's easy access to everything, but it's expensive. So I don't know. It'll depend if we can afford to live there, and depend if there's property available when the time comes to move. It's not on the horizon yet. It's a plan in the foreseeable. Paul Sparrow, Biker Dad Andy. None of that when we get to Belgium in May. What was that? What have I missed? Biker Dad Andy. Where's Biker Dad Andy? As my mates will mention, I'm a fan of the Case undergarments. Got the trousers and jacket. Absolutely love them. Oh, I've missed something there. Sorry, Paul, I've missed something. Don't know what's going on there. Biker España, evening all. Sorry I'm late. No worries, Chris. How you doing, pal? 24 Charlie. Ich liebe Deutschland. What have I just said? Is that like long live Germany? Is that right? Or have I said something else? Rebecca Christie, tea is great. Thank you very much, guys. Glad you enjoy it. Chris Murphy, we need Andy on the podcast now. He's gone orange. Absolutely. Yeah. Andy Mancam's bought, he's gone KTM, hasn't he? I've got to admit, Sean was still laughing when we saw him in Spain. So we'll see. Uncle Semtex, how many of us are going to the Isle of Man? I think at the moment, Ben was saying, I think he's had 32 emails to confirm. I think. I could be wrong. I'm sure he said 32. But it's a good wedge of us. Anyways, good wedge. I think there were 90 odd people said yes on the poll. So, a third of that is still not bad at all. Demoshevo, you could test the vest on one of those inflatable things that you sit on one end of, and two people jump on the other end, launching you into the air over water. Obviously, yeah, it's not fully waterproof though, is it? That's the issue. I think the bucking bronco is a fantastic idea though that Louise suggested. It'll be a giggle as well, that I think. And obviously, I could maybe have a little beer or two. Uncle Centex, if it's half HR, it's half. Oh, sorry. If it's half an hour, it's half an hour. Nice one. Cheers, Harley. Chris in Dubai, you should make a video for the way you like it, Bruce, not how you think we would like it. Do you know, a couple of people have said that to me. Richie Vida said that to me sort of earlier on this year, because I think I was focusing way too much about like what the algorithm wants. And you watch all these videos on YouTube about how to grow your channel, don't you? And like how to attract the biggest views, or etc., etc., etc. And I think I was just focusing way too much on that, and you sort of forget. You sort of forget why you started doing it initially, and it was becoming a job. It wasn't like a love or a passion. It was just, I think the job was overtaking all of that. And recently I've started just editing just because I'm enjoying it again, and so the videos have started to get a little bit longer, and I started doing a lot more trip content because I've been doing a lot more trips. The last year there's been a lot more trips because we've been able to get out there and travel again. So yeah, I'm back to enjoying it. I just hope you all enjoy it as well, because it is important. You have to make sure that the videos appeal to people, don't you? But then I suppose you all came here because of the content that I've done in the past, so you must like it, I'm assuming. Chris in Dubai. No, that was Chris. Sorry, Chris. Thank you for that, mate. Paul Sparrow, happy with long videos from you. Always great content. Always have a laugh at some of your comments. Cheers, man. Biker Dad Andy, I'm a soft southerner and there's not a lot of me. I feel the cold. Thankfully, Paul Sparrow is a friend. All right, okay. Is this about the heated kit? Yeah, no, I get that. I do get that. There's been a few times I've seen, you get comments from people that are putting on like heated kit, and I'm like, Jesus, it's like 8 degrees outside. Why do you need heated kit? But then I have my own insulation, ample insulation all round about me. I think sometimes I forget that. Fair play. Stuart Lawton, 20 to 30 minutes for a video feels about right as a viewer. Excellent. 24 Charlie, I had a mate called Dom Comrie from Comrie. Did you? All right. My brother might know him. Hartley Rides, did Crieff Coverleaf. Very good. Nice place to be based. Do you know what? I've still not done the Crieff Coverleaf. I've plotted it out on Cali, ready for me to do, but I've just not had a chance to do it. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good, that. Mark from Leeds, once it's rendered for me, I don't change it, but I like watching through and rope the wife and kids in to watch it also. I used to get Mrs. Teapot to watch a vid, but yeah, there's very few of my vids she's actually interested in it. So she gets bored really easily. Chris in Dubai, ich liebe Deutschland. I love Germany. Excellent. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't say something else. Smoky Gun, Crieff area is amazing. Everything you want around you as a biker. Hope it all comes together for you. Thanks very much, man. Cheers. We'll see what happens. Live your life after all, eh? Stephen Spencer, can't beat a KTM. The Super Duke R is as good off-road as it is on the road. Well, we saw you do that, did we not? Did we not see you test? Was it you that tested the Super Duke R in one of the fields in the southwest? Can't remember. I just remember a KTM ended up in a field. I agree with you. I think I've said it all along, haven't I? I've never hidden this fact. I think the KTM is the better riding experience. I think it's the more engaging bike. It's more fun, but it's the overall package. And I just, nothing, for me personally, nothing beats the Beamer at the moment for the whole package that you get with it. The customer service, the dealer network, everything like that. But anyway, let's not get into that debate. Adam Shand, after a few beers in the Canaries, I'm sure we'll think of a good way to test the vest. I can't actually take the vest to the Canaries. You can't fly with it. That's the problem. You can't, the compressed air, you can't take it. I thought I was going to get arrested coming back from Spain a couple of days ago, because I've always, for years now, I've always taken one of the puncture repair kits, you know, the plug and play kits with the little sort of rubber sections in them, and then you get the little canisters of CO2. I've always put them in my hold bag, because like one time I had it in my rucksack. I forgot about it and I had it in my rucksack, and obviously I couldn't go through with it in the rucksack. So from then on, I've just put it in a hold, and it's never been an issue. And then this time, coming back from Spain, I've gone through security, and I'm literally waiting to go to the gate, and my name comes over the tannoy, and I have to go all the way back into the check-in desk in the main airport. I went there and then got hauled in front of the Guardia, the police, and given a bollocking because they found these gas canisters in my bag. So they just took them off and told me you cannot fly with them under any circumstances. So, you know, I don't know why nobody's found them over the last 3 or 4 years that I've been flying with them, but apparently you can't take them. So that also means you can't take the air vest, because that works off a big gas canister as well. Anyway, never mind. Hartley Rides. Think Richie is right. You've got to be comfortable with the stuff you put out, the stuff you like to do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You might know a thing or two, that Richie bloke. Louise Worsfold, I watch videos based on who makes it and what the subject is, not based on its length. That being said, I hate shorts. Oh, I'm sorry, because I've started doing quite a few of them now on the podcast channel and on the main Teapot channel. It really is a 50-50 on that. There's some people love them, and then there's others like yourself who genuinely don't. But again, they seem to be a good way of attracting new people to the channel. It's definitely helping that. I suppose on a positive, they're no longer than a minute, so if you don't like them, don't watch them. Biker Dan Andy, to be honest, I prefer the trip vids rather than bike reviews. I do. But as I've said before, I think the odd bike review helps growth. It helps attract new people to the channel, but definitely trips are what my biking life are all about. You know, I love to go places on the bike, whether it's around the UK or abroad or, you know, other places in the world, whatever it is. That's what I like to do, and meet people when I'm away. So I think that is what the channel has to be focused around. Mark from Leeds, by the way, I appreciate you watching my creations, Bruce. Absolutely, mate. I'm going to watch them for sure. If you've not watched Mark from Leeds, he's got his own channel, Mark from Leeds. Make sure you check out his vids. Uncle Semtex, actually, I'll go back to that. Mark, you can see, I hate like giving feedback on a channel, because what I like might not be what you like. And as we just said, you need to make videos. You need to make videos how you want to make them and what you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Because I should listen to my own advice for sure. Because when you create those videos, you're going to attract your own community, your own clan who enjoy watching those vids. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a difficult one. But what I'll say, my point of view, is watching your vids, in my mind, they're getting better and better and better all the time. You can see you're becoming more and more comfortable on camera and talking to camera. It's flowing much, much, much more. Your personality and your sense of humor, that's all coming through. So yeah, keep going, man. Keep going. Uncle Semtex, what's the bike news you have? Oh, yes. I've made a decision about the Gixxer, about the round the world Gixxer. She's coming back. I have an old friend of mine, acquaintance friend. He was owner mechanic of the old Suzuki dealership that I used to get all my bikes serviced from. So it used to be a place called Premier's in West Wickham, in sort of southeast London. Now they stopped trading, gee was about 10 years ago now, but Ollie carried on, and he just carried on as like a mobile bike mechanic. And I've known about Ollie for ages, but obviously I'm not riding Gixxers anymore, so I've never needed to use any of his services. And when I was thinking about how I'd get the Gixxer back, I suddenly thought, my God, like Ollie, I think Ollie actually worked on the bike before I went. I'm pretty sure he serviced it before I left. Um, and I just thought, the man knows his onions when it comes to Gixxers. He's like Gixxer through and through. So I dropped him a little email and said, "Look, this is what I'm thinking. I would like to get the bike back on the road, but I really want to keep, the patina of the bike and the look and feel of it, really." So I said, "How do you feel about coming, having a look, give me the lowdown on what the bike's going to need to get it back legally on the road, and then we sort of do it together and make a wee series out of it?" And he's 100% up for it. So we just need to sort a date for when he first comes, and I think that's going to be in the new year. And yeah, we'll just make a series out of getting the Gixxer back on the road, and then once she's back up and running, you know, I'll probably be doing a lot more on the Gixxer. Can't wait! I'm really excited now. Adam Shand. The Helite guys came to do a demo with our Rosper group, and watching it go off live is a great laugh. Took the unsuspecting volunteer off his feet. It is, isn't it? Yeah, they did it to me at the bike show last year as well. When you wear it, blimey, it does the job, doesn't it? When it goes off, it really holds you in. I could do with one permanently, I think. Where was that? That was another one from Adam Shand. In terms of smaller capacity bikes, the Tiger Sport 660 is fantastic. Just don't take it to Sweet Lamb. Yes, Adam owns a Tiger Sport 660. Neil Purvis, I'm doing Canary Tours next October. What kind of riding would you take? Oh, so he says, what kind of riding gear would you take? If you're going in October, I don't think October is wet, so you should be fine. It's generally relatively warm, like as in the 20s. It doesn't rain a heck of a lot there, but when you get right up into the mountains, the temperatures can drop to, over the winter, the temperature can drop to maybe like 10, 11 degrees, just for tiny little stretches of it. But then the other issue is that once you come into the middle of the island, in the big valleys that they have, it can be like high 20s, if not into the 30s over the winter. So you need gear that will accommodate all of that. And what I'd suggest is casual stuff, either light textiles or jeans and some sort of textile jacket. By all means, if you want to wear leathers, wear leathers, but it can get really hot. It can get really, really hot over there. And it's quite technical riding in places. So you're not going to be going particularly fast, but you could physically be moving the bike around quite a bit. I normally wear my rucker, and when it's hot, the rucker is hot to wear. This time I'm just going to be in the jeans and hoodie. I might take a waterproof jacket with me, like just like a pullover or something, or I might not bother. But yeah, you just take sort of typical British summertime gear. You should be fine. Well, you will be fine over there. John McPhee, Bruce, how was your 10-year anniversary celebrations? It's about time you mentioned you're around the world. Do you know, I let that go, really, didn't I? I didn't really make much of a fuss about that. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird to feel that it's 10 years, since I first left. A lot's changed, hasn't it, over that length of time? Yeah, I should have. I think on a promotional side, I should have made more of that than I did, but I'm crap at all that. 24 Charlie, you need to get up to Pete English Adventure School. Yes, I do. Pete and I were chatting about that. I 100% I'm up for doing that. Absolutely. It's just finding the time, man. It really is. I just need the time to get up there. Chris in Dubai, wait a minute, you went round the world. Very good. 24 Charlie, apart from the GSXR you went round the world on, is there anything else from that trip you would never depart with? Ooh. I get asked this sort of question all the time, like what is an essential piece of kit for travel on a motorbike? Well, I think there's two things. Sorry, no. There are three things I have on me every single time I'm on my bike, and everything is held in that rucksack. So I always have my phone because that's my navigation, and I can pay with stuff, and I can Google stuff, Google Translate. I can access everything off my phone. So phone's my lifeline. Then I have a first aid kit, a small little biker first aid kit. I think I got it in Halfords. And then I have one of the puncture repair kits, the little tire gremlin. Got it on Amazon. I think it's like 28 quid, 30 quid. And I have one of them. And I think anything other than that is a little bit of a luxury, as in I'll always have those three on me, always. Unless I'm abroad now because I can't fly with a puncture repair kit. Where was that? That was Simo. Chris in Dubai. That'll be cool to see the Jigsaw resurrected. Yeah, absolutely. Brian Longimanis, the return of the beast. That's amazing news. Biker Espana, great news about the Jigsaw. Looking forward to that. Mark from Leeds, message retracted. Ooh, what did that say? Uncle Semtex, that's brilliant regarding the Jigsaw. This is awesome. I'm chuffed that everyone's excited about that. That's brilliant. Nicolata Piccolata, I wear leathers. Hello, dear. That's Mrs. Teapot. How are you doing, dear? And eat peanut M&Ms. Oh, Mrs. Teapot has been to Costco and she's come home with a 1 kilogram bag of peanut M&Ms. They are my crack. They're my kryptonite. Once you pop, I can't stop. Once they're open, I'll just eat myself into a coma. So the wife is doing her best to help me out currently at the moment. Thank you, dear. Stephen Spencer, Mark from Leeds, your vids are pretty good. The best one is where it's just you falling off a lot. 24 Charlie, or take JNS cargo trousers to the Canaries. Absolutely. Absolutely. Al, you need to get us sponsored by JNS, mate. Mark from Leeds, appreciate that, Bruce. Thank you. I do look up to you, not because you're taller than me. I really have started thinking about how to arrange the video and story. Awesome, man. That's good. That's because you're getting more and more comfortable with your editing. And again, it's probably advice I should listen to myself. But if you watch any of the YouTube greats, your Casey Neistats, your Peter McKinnons, everybody like that, they all say it. Story is king or queen. They all say story is key. And it's just, you think about, well, what's the story when you're out on a bike? But every time you're out on a bike, there is a story for sure. And I think maybe something I need to do. You need to identify what the story is from the content you've got, and then split that up into your 3 acts. Like every film, every play, everything is essentially broken down into 3 acts. Your start, your middle, and your end. Like almost you lay out what the predicament, what the challenge is. There's you trying to work your way through it, and then a conclusion at the end. And you just have to, break your vid down into that and edit it accordingly. It all sounds so easy, doesn't it, when you just lay it out like that? But yeah, nice one, man. Good. Michael Whiting, do you just do Gran Canaria or do you island hop? It depends what you're doing. This one we're doing next month is just Gran Canaria. I think we're away for 5 days. Is that right? Or 6 days, 5 nights. I have done before where we do a day over in Tenerife as well. And I think Canaries also do, I think they do a trip to La Gomera, but that tends to be like a 10-day trip. So you'll do Gran Canaria, you'll do a bit of Tenerife, you do a bit of La Gomera. They might even go across to Lanzarote as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, Lanzarote's in the Canaries, isn't it? I'm sure it is. But anyway, yeah, the Canary Moto Tours themselves, they do offer an island hop tour. But this one I'm doing in a couple of weeks is purely on Gran Canaries. John Powell, I can't see Bruce getting rid of the beard he brought back from the trip. I've been thinking about this recently. I have been thinking about shaving it all off. But I think if I was to shave it all off, it would have to be for a fairly important reason. There's no point in just shaving it off for nothing, is there? So it would have to be a charity thing. And I would have to make a big deal about it. Yeah. I'm not ready to shave it off yet. I'm too fat underneath it, I tell you. God, it's horrendous. Chunky Bearded Biker, evening, mate. Hope you're well. Did you say you were hoping to get Mark Travels on the podcast? Yes, Mark is on next week. Is it the 5th? I think it's the 5th Mark's on the podcast. So, yeah, can't wait to chat with him. That'll be awesome. 24 Charlie, how many socks and undies did you take around the world? You must know this, Simo. I'm sure I've said this before. I started with 4 pairs of pants and socks, 4 t-shirts, and a fleece. Oh, and I had a pair of cargo trousers that you could zip into shorts and a pair of flip-flops. And by the end of the trip, I think I was down to 3 t-shirts, 2 pairs of pants, 2 pairs of socks, the cargos, and I'd lost the flip-flops by then. Yeah. But in my defense, I did get some new t-shirts along the way. You know, you meet people, and like I stayed with folk from different biking clubs, and they gave me their like club t-shirts and stuff. So I could chuck away an old t-shirt that was hanging and ripped to bits, and I had the fresh new one. I've still got most of them, I think. I've still got the pants. I've still got my Superman pants that I wore on the trip. Still got them. Mrs. Teapot hates them. John McPhee, once the GSX-R is up and running, do the 10+1 anniversary. Oh, what you mean? Go around the world again? Yeah, Mrs. Teapot will love that. Chunky Bearded Biker. Ooh, what have I missed about the GSX-R? Yes, I'm getting it back on the road. I'm going to be doing a little series on getting the bike back up and running. So it's coming in the new year. Demo Chevo, 1 kilogram. I am on my way. Oh, mate, honestly, Costco. It's a big bag. It's a big, thick bag. Well, it's not anymore. We've demolished about half of it. Stuart Lawton, what's the crack with Innov after the review stuff last week? We've parted ways, really. My decision, not theirs, my decision. They weren't happy. Obviously, they weren't particularly happy about the review of the H5, even though it was only live for a matter of hours. Apparently, it's had a big impact on their sales at the NEC. A lot of people making some shitty comments about it, so they weren't best happy about that. They did say, like Innov China, the main sort of company, the owner did say, look, the audio side of things, like as in the in-helmet audio, the camera isn't designed as a moto vlogging camera. It's a helmet-mounted dash cam type system. So he said, you know, the audio was never meant to be top notch. Obviously, my argument is, well, if it's released to the public, then it should still be usable, and it's just not. You know, as soon as you go above 30, 40 miles an hour, you can't really hear anything that's on it. So that, you know, they wanted me to redo a video, and I'm maybe a bit out of place talking about this. The long and short of it was they asked me not to use that vid and redo the shoot, focusing on other elements, and I wasn't prepared to do that. And they've got a few other things in the pipeline that they're going to be launching, which I don't really agree with. In my mind, I got on board with Innov because of the dashcam systems, because I still, you know, the K3 and the K5, I still think they're fantastic. I still think they're really good bits of kit. And I was happy to promote them to all of you, you know, to my community. The H5, I think, is substandard. I don't think it's a particularly great camera. And I just kind of think it's not really something I want to be associated with. It's not something I want my brand associated with. So it's probably best if we just part ways. So yeah, that's it, really. I'm not with him anymore, and that's that. I don't know if I will make that vid public again. I really don't want to harm Innov UK. They've been very good to me. They're just a small family-run business, and it could have a big effect on them. So I'd rather chat with them personally first before I make a decision if I'm going to re-release that H5 vid or not. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. Sadly, as of sort of December, they're not going to be a sponsor. Part and parcel of it, though, isn't it? I think it's important that you have your line in the sand and you stand with it. Anyway, Stuart Lawton, have they sent you the fixed unit to test? No, they were going to send me another mic accessory, and they've updated the firmware apparently, but it's a very slight improvement. It's still not good enough to vlog with. So again, not bothering with that now. Demo Shavo, what would Mrs. Teapot think about the loss of the beard though? I don't think she'd be that impressed, to be honest. Yeah, she's used to me having a beard, so I don't know how that would go down. Hartley Rides, choose your charity and shave it off at Wildbad. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mark from Leeds, how are you getting on with my t-shirt? I was chatting with Roger recently, actually, hence this one. And I showed him the design that I've got for it. It's not ready. It's not ready, Mark. It's not ready yet. Yeah. So it is coming, mate, but it's not ready yet. Nicolata Piccolata. I'd see all his chins he's got hidden under there. Yeah, all right, Zola. That's Mrs. Teapot having a little dig. Thanks, dear. You enjoy your M&Ms, why don't you? Stuart Lawton, are you thinking of streaming the round the world trip vid? Streaming it? How do you mean? How do you mean streaming it? What, like an edited version or something? No, I had no plan of doing any of that. I did think about re-editing the whole around the world series though, like a 10-year anniversary version of it, re-edited. But it'll be difficult because it's all the same content. You know, it's all filmed with like 720 resolution stuff. So the content is still going to be crap. It would just be a different style of editing, I suppose. I don't know. What do you think? And Adam Shand, you could do Movember next year, shave it off for the 1st of November. I did it this year and now sporting a nice moustache. I shouldn't have said this, should I? Because it's out there now. I don't know. We'll see. Hartley Rides, he'd be like a new man, Nicolaka. Oh, yeah. She couldn't keep her hands off me, I'm sure. Smoky Gun, maybe you could shave the beard off and get Safi Sprocket and Username Kate to shave their heads at the same time for charity. Lavi from Lavi and Ollie did that recently. Oh, blimey. Nah, I'm no sheep. I don't follow. Chunky Bearded Biker, can't wait for that, mate. So glad she's going back on the road. Oh, the Jigsaw. Me too, mate. I'm really excited about it. Chris in Dubai, good luck for you. Stick to your guns. Thank you, man. Cheers. Like I said, I think I'm a real stubborn person, and I think a lot of the times that can be to my detriment. But I don't know. Yeah, you have to be true to yourself, don't you? If it doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right. So just stick to it. And those that matter will see that, and those that don't, whatever, they can think what they like. Chunky Bearded Biker, fair play, mate. At the end of the day, you said you'll give warts and all reviews, and as you always say, your integrity is key. Absolutely. Well, that is it, isn't it? That's kind of all. That's all you've got at the end. Mark from Leeds, the H5 edit was awesome. The workflow must have been off the scale. Credit to you. It took a while. Yeah, I'm sort of gutted in that because those vids take a lot of work. And I was happy with the final edit, but as I said, it's not just me, is it? You know, like Stephen Jazz from NOV UK. Like I said, it's a small little company, you know, almost like a franchise from NOV China, and I don't want to harm them. I don't want to harm their business, so I need to have a chat with them first. John McPhee, any news on your new helmet design that was getting painted? Well, I spoke with Phil, I think that was June time, and it was nearly done. He's still definitely doing it. I wasn't sure if it was still happening or not, but I spoke with Phil, and it absolutely still is. It's just about when it's going to be done and when he's going to give it to me. He basically said it'll be done when it's done, and it's nearly done, but it will be done when it's done, and he'll just turn up one time with the lid. So I don't know. I don't know when it's coming. I really don't. I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it. 2-4 Charlie, plans for 2023, ABR, Wildbad Weekend of 23. I don't think I can do Wildbad. I think I'm, that's end of June, isn't it? Is that right? I think I'm away. Right, okay. Next year, myself and Simon Weir. Simon Weir is coming on board with Chicken Strips with the tours. So we have, I think it's in March. We're doing a short trip to Luxembourg. I'm working on the Chicken Strips website now, so that will go live before Crimbo. So there's going to be a short trip around Luxembourg, Belgium, all around there. We've got the Scotland trip, like we did this year. We've got a new Scotland trip called the Island Fling, which is all going to be the Outer Hebrides, Western Isles, all up around there, and some of the big hitters along the west of Scotland. We've got a French Alps route, which looks stunning, really does look amazing. We've got a Wales trip, and we've got one called the East 500, which is another one. They're all Simon's routes, but yeah, that's them so far. And I really want to chuck in a Picos one as well, like a Northern Spain one, but it's just trying to find the time. And then I might be doing, I'm hopefully going to be doing 2 or 3 with Graham Hoskins from Motorbike TV, Adventure Bike TV. There'll be a couple of like weekend trips again around Wales. So yeah, busy, really busy at the moment. I've been asked to go to the ABR, but I'm not presenting. I'm not doing anything there as far as I know. But yeah, they've asked if I'd go. So at the moment, yes, I'll be there. God, what else is happening? I really want to try and do India. I really, really want to try and get to India for a week or 10 days or something. But again, comes down to money, comes down to time. Well, time's not really one because you can just make it, you can fit it in, can't you? But yeah, it'll be financing it, really, getting there and doing it. But I'd love to do India. What else? Oh, I'm away to Switzerland again, but that's just with some mates. That's just with the lads I used to go to the Picos with. We've not been away in 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I think I'm organising a trip with them off to Switzerland. So that should be a giggle. That's about it, really, I think. Yeah, I think that's about it so far. Yeah, pretty much rammed from about March. Actually, no, January I'm doing a couple of club talks. I forgot about that. February I'm doing the winter warmer with the Overland event. And I think that is it. I think that's it. And later this year, no, it's next year. I think it's January. I'm doing an evening with at the new motorbike cafe that Motorbike TV have set up. Tom from Motorbike TV has opened up a cafe called Woodrose, which is it's like the bike shed, but over in Swansea. So it looks really nice. Looks a really nice, snazzy cafe, motorbike cafe out there. So he's asked if I'll go and do like an evening with type presentation with him one Friday evening. So I'll post up about details for that. I think that's going to be January, February time. Yeah, and I'm sure there's more that I've forgotten about. It's going to be busy next year, actually. Adam, I might have to take you up on your offer of editing, mate, because I don't think I'm going to have any time. Adam Shand, any further news about the custom lid yet? Yeah, we just chatted about that. Just a case of waiting for it now, for it to turn up. It is coming. Uncle Semtex, so sorry about Nov', Bruce. This is why I love you. You're 100%. Thank you. Wish at this point in time I could increase my Patreon. Don't be daft. No, you don't need to do any of that, folks. Just the support everyone gives is fantastic. Spread the word. That would be fantastic. If you could spread the word about Patreon, spread the word about the channel, that's brilliant. That's awesome. That's all I can ask. Mark from Leeds, if you shave your beard, you can stick it on my head. It's kind of a little bit minging. Yeah, you'll probably find all sorts of food stuck in that, mate. Definitely peanut M&Ms. Hartley Rides, mate. We could all see that the C5 that's the H5 didn't compare to a GoPro, but you did state it was really a helmet-mounted dash cam. Thought it was fair. Thank you, man. I tried to be as fair as I could in that vid. You give the good and the bad, and yeah, I did state that. But it's a difficult one because within obviously that's their new product, the H5, and I know there's been a lot of work gone into it. I started consulting with Rock in China on that camera about 2 years ago, literally sort of the start of lockdown. But as I said, Nothing at all. None of the features that I said would be really good for a vlogging camera are in that camera. And they just, to me, they focused on things that are important for other markets, not the UK motovlog market. You know what I mean? But oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, John McPhee, seen your wee post, read the Cardo discount, interested in the Edge and upgrade in the PackTalk Slim. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how long that discount is going to be valid for. You know, it's an incredible discount. They're giving 30% off the RRP off all their range, including the Edge, which is the like the industry leader at the moment. It's a cracking. I get a good commission on that as well. I think even though they're giving you a 30% discount, I think I get a 30% commission as well. It's amazing. It is cracking. And a few people are saying they could get it cheaper at the like UK retailers. I almost guarantee you can't, not with the 30% discount. I worked it out. Even if you include shipping and import duties, it's still cheaper, like 10, 15 quid cheaper than anywhere in the UK is doing it if you were to buy direct from Cardo, from their like cardo.com website. But again, I've no idea how long that discount's going for. If you're in the market for new comms, 100% use that, go to Cardo. If you want the top of the range, the flagship, go for the Edge. Like if you were going to buy the PackTalk Bold, go for the Edge. If you currently own a PackTalk Bold and there's nothing wrong with it, then I'd suggest, you know, does it warrant an upgrade? Well, if you're flush with money, absolutely, for sure. It's louder, it's clearer, the connection is stronger. It connects, it starts up and connects a lot quicker. The connection between units is much simpler. I'm saying much simpler. It's quicker. It's a much quicker process. And if you connect edges to edges, they connect like almost seamlessly. There's hardly anything you need to do with them. But if your PackTalk Bold is working fine and you're happy with your PackTalk Bold, then does it justify, you know, shelling out more money to go and get the Edge? Probably not. But you know, if money's not that important, not that big a factor, go for it, because you'll get a great deal and it helps me out as well. But obviously, if you don't need to go with the PackTalk Bolds, you don't need to go with the Edge. They do just Bluetooth systems as well. There's loads of different ones there. Just go to their website, have a look, see what you think, and you'll get 30% off if you use that link, or just a code Teapot. I think it's just TeapotOne, isn't it? Yeah, code is just TeapotOne, and that will give you 30% off at the moment. Louise Worsfold, the H5 was an honest, balanced review. Sad that you've had to cut ties, but I hope something else will come your way to replace them. Thanks. Cheers. Thank you, Louise. Cheers. It's a difficult one, you know. Like, part of me doesn't want sponsors for the channel, because there's always people out there that who say that any opinion you have about something, if it's any way connected with a sponsor, automatically their suspicions are up. And I get that. I totally get that. And there's also like an added bit of stress there, because you know you have to create specific content based on those sponsors. But the sponsors I've now got on the channel, I've got Canary Moto Tours and I've got Cali Moto. Well, both of them speak for themselves, because I use Cali Moto every single time I'm out on the bike, and I use it for all my tours and sending out routes to punters and stuff. It's all there. So that content speaks for itself. And then Canary Moto Tours, well, I go away with them. I take people away with them and I film the trips, and they speak for themselves. So I think the key is finding a sponsor who integrates well with your brand, with your channel, whatever your channel is, whatever it is that you do. It's finding a good fit, really. And I thought, Innov were a good fit, because the dash cam systems, again, I could incorporate the dash cam systems when I'm out on the tractor on the GS. As you've seen, I can incorporate some of that footage. It adds to the edit. It undoubtedly made the edit an absolute pig, because you've then got all this other footage that you have to integrate and sync and work through. But, you know, it added a different element, didn't it? It's another camera angle that you can use. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'd love to not have to get any more sponsors, to be honest with you. 2 is just a nice little number. Well, 3 was a nice little number, to be honest. But, you know, financially, maybe I will have to. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you anyway, Louise. Steve Spencer, Mark from Leeds. I would pay money to watch that. Oh, is that my beard on his head? Demo Shavo, I'll send you a little vid of the lid I had painted for my retirement. Yeah, please do, mate. Who did that? Who did your lid? Was that Phil at Paint Nation as well? Chunky Bearded Biker, don't want to sound like broken record, but any news on the Devon clan ride? Oh, mate, you missed it. I mentioned that. It's in the massive pile of content that has to be edited. I want to... the GT vid will go out this week, and then I'm going to be starting tomorrow. I'm going to start on the... okay, let's do this right now. It's either going to be the Switzerland trip or the Southwest clan ride. Which one do you want first? Tell me now. Switzerland, Southwest clan. Right, I'll just sit back and await. Let's see. Right, I'm waiting for the first one. Hartley Rides Clan. Oh, 2-4 Charlie, Switzerland. Chunky Bearded Biker, Southwest. Chris Murphy, Swiss. Oh, it's 2 for 2. Clan. Oh, Swiss. Ah, that's you, Simo again. Southwest, Clan. Swiss. I tell you what, the clan's head and shoulders above now. Okay, so it'll be the Southwest Clan. I'll start working on that tomorrow. Yeah, and then I'll do the Switzerland one. So, Mark from MMD Adventures, if you're watching this, mate, poor bugger's been waiting 2 years for this vid or these vids. I will edit the Southwest Clan meet. That should be this week. And then the following week, I'll start on the Switzerland series. Wow. Okay, right. Where were we? 2-4 Charlie. Oh, mate, that Joey Evans brew time was such a roller coaster of emotion, especially at the end when he spoke about his daughter's car crash. Mate, I know. I mean, he started tearing up, and I was like, you know, when you start looking around, just like blinking, you're like, don't cry. Wow. The strength of mind and soul that man has, and his whole family have, is just amazing. It's just amazing, isn't it? What a guy. I'm almost gutted like the podcast doesn't get a bigger reach. You know, there's like, I think it's about 12 to 15,000 audio downloads a month on the podcast, which is okay. It's not massive, but it puts you in like top 10% globally. But the jump between top 10 and top 5 is massive. And then each sort of episode gets about 1,500 downloads, I think, with some a week. So, you know, and then the video side of it, they're in the hundreds of views that get. So it doesn't get massive views. And I was just, you're gutted that more people don't see that or listen to it, because I found that chat so inspirational, like humbling but inspirational, to listen to somebody like Joey talk about what he's been through and how he's overcome it, you know. And it's, I mean, even to this day, obviously, he's still got a lasting impact and effect from that accident, but he doesn't let it stop him, does he? He's still out there, still doing things. I mean, the man, he didn't only compete in the Dakar, he finished it. You know, it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. So again, folks, please share that around anyone you think that might be interested. Not for my benefit, for theirs. Just it needs to get as much exposure as possible. That just because like I mentioned in that podcast, I have a friend who's really going through. He's been going through the mill for years, but it's taken its toll. And I've sent it to him, and I hope it's had some help with him. Anyway, okay. Chris in Dubai, did you guys see the TTS Rocket 340 HP? The Triumph? What? I haven't seen that. 340 horsepower. Jesus. I'd love to take. I'm going to have to speak with Triumph and see if I could get the Rocket to go take it on a wee trip somewhere. That'd be awesome. Brian Longiman, it's got to go, Bruce, and all the clan. Take care, one and all. Cheers, Brian. Thank you very much for your company, mate. Love to Tracy in the farm. Mark from Leeds, Stephen Spencer, let's get it sorted. What's that? Is that me cutting my beard off? It's not happening. Not yet. No. Big Lad Rides, chicken strips. Yes, I'm done touring after this one in December. I shall keep an eye out. Have to do one. Brilliant. You'll be more than welcome. I'm working on a website now. The website needs a redesign because I originally built the website myself, sort of typical me. Rather than do the easy option, I went for the complicated, like custom build option, which was rubbish and didn't work on loads of different devices. So I'm trying to do like an off-the-shelf one at the moment, but I have to teach myself how to do all that. So I'm sort of working my way through it now. Certainly within the next couple of weeks, it'll be live. Sorry, I need a drink. And again, I'll post up on my socials when the tours are ready for people. Mark from Leeds, Damo Chevo, mate, send the pics to our CRF WhatsApp group. I'd love to see that, mate. Oh, is that the custom lid? Okay. Hartley Rides, Re-India, contact Ride Expeditions. Oh, okay, I will. Again, this is me being me. I don't really want to go with anyone else. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to go there and I'd like to use socials to meet up with people and just me, like I did on the world trip, just me ride and then meet up with people as I go. That's in my head. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do like an organized trip. I don't want to do the Enfield sort of around India thing. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to I'd like to get a sports bike, you know. I'd like to try and get a sports bike and do that. Maybe I could ship the Gixxer out. Who knows? Stuart Lawton, the Wales trip could be of interest. Are the trips suitable for newer rides on medium-sized bikes? Yes, it'll depend. It'll depend which trip, really. The chicken strips trips tend not to be like if you're a newbie, if you're timid on a bike, they're probably not the trips for you because they tend to be we're not careering round everywhere, but it's, you know, you need to be able to maintain whatever the speed limit is, make progress when you need to make progress. So they tend to be, I try and have the chicken strips tours, these trips are really meant for the people that wouldn't normally go away on an organized tour. It's not that sort of everyone in a big convoy in a line chugging from one stop to the next stop. It's not that. It's about just getting out there, enjoying the ride. Yeah, okay, there's some scenery, but it's about the ride itself. And in the evenings, we have a good laugh. So, you know, if that's your cup of tea, then you're more than welcome. If you've watched the vids, if you've watched any of the trip vids when I'm away on any of these tours, if you enjoy that and you like the style of riding, by all means, come. Adam Shand, dare I suggest a Patreon meet to Woodrow's as a prequel to the evening? I'm sure they'd appreciate the custom and exposure. We could maybe do that on the actual evening itself. I mean, I think I've actually got the date sorted, so I'll speak with Tom, and maybe we could do that. Maybe we could just have a bit of a meet there, and then I said maybe we could go for a ride the next day, but I need to come back because I'm doing the 44 Teeth premiere over in Guildford on the Sunday, and I've got my mate Mark Fulch. He's coming down on the Saturday, so I need to get back on the Saturday. Plus, I think my missus is going away, so I need to come back and look after the dog. So I'd only be there for the evening. That's the thing. Maybe we could sort something. I'll post up anyway on the Patreon page and let you know when the date is. But it'll go up on my socials. Adam Shand, have you suggested it to Cardo? They should have a dedicated UK Euro site. Import costs are a big turn off as they are such an unknown. I have mentioned it to them. Yeah, I definitely have mentioned it to them. They've not really said much. Before this 30% discount, I was sending everybody to Sports Bike Shop because they could do it cheaper. Even with, I think I had like a 15 or 20% discount. And that still worked out slightly more expensive than you could buy in the UK. So I did mention that to Cardo, and they don't really seem to have done anything about it up until now. Now they offer the 30% discount, but I can't see them maintaining that level of a discount. Adam Shand, what about JNS as a sponsor, seeing as we have a contact now? Well, again, that's kit, and I don't, with the greatest of respect, I don't really want a kit sponsor. Like I did actually get an offer from Climb to do like a 2-year contract with them, but it could only be Climb kit. And whilst I really like the clothing, I don't get on with their lid. It doesn't fit my head very well. I'm a shoey man, so everything had to be Climb. So I was just nah. Just I don't like to be sort of penned in like that. Like that's not for me. I want to have the option to go and use or wear the kit I want to wear. You know what I mean? Like if I want to go and try a Climb suit, I'll get a Climb suit, and whether they donate it to me or offer it to me or I buy it, I'll get a bit of kit and I'll try it, and then I can give my feedback on it, can't I? And there's none of that. Oh, you're only saying that because they gave it to you for free or they sponsor you, blah 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 blah. It's yeah, it just feels better for me to do it that way. Neil Purvis, plug chicken strips a bit more, Bruce. I'd love to try a tour of the Picos. I will do. Once the website's up and running. I haven't been plugging it over the last couple of years because we didn't know what was going on, and some people didn't like to travel, even though you still could travel, and I was traveling the odd time last year. There's a lot of people weren't happy to travel. Plus, when I did have the odd little trip here and there, some of them fell by the wayside because of changing COVID restrictions, and it was just grief because then I'd have to give people their money back and refunds and blah 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 blah. And so I just didn't plug anything really for the last couple of years. But once the website's up and running, be all systems go. I can take a lot more people on these trips. Normally, it used to be 6 plus me, absolute maximum. Now, Simon Weir's come on board. There's 2 of us, so we can do up to 13 punters and the 2 of us. So the biggest group will possibly be is 15 with the 2 guides. And that worked really well, actually. The people that have been out in Scotland this year seem to go down really well. Smoky Gun, thanks for sharing about Cardo. Love my Pack Talk Slim. I've also got a Senna 50S, which I used with one group of pals, and it's just not as good as the Cardo stuff. Shame they don't talk to one another. That's interesting to hear, Smoky. I've the only Senna stuff I've tried is the 10C Evo, which really was shit. It was poor quality audio. The video on the wee camera was crap, and the battery lasted about 20 seconds. It was terrible. But I have heard some of their flagship stuff, this 50S. I've heard it's good, so it's interesting to hear your verdict on it. James Crichton, late to the show. Evening, Mr. Smart. How you doing, James? You all right, pal? Chris in Dubai, maybe M&M's is a sponsor. I would be even fatter than I am now if that happened. It would be amazing, but I'd be even fatter. All right, so here's all the votes for the clan ride or Swiss, right? Clan, Swiss, Southwest, Swiss, clan, Swiss, Southwest, clan, Swiss, clan, Swiss. Clan one, the clan one. Demo Chevo, AP Customs painted my lid. All right, okay, yeah, definitely, mate. Send us a wee picture on that. You may well have done already, but I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb, so if you have sent, I'll have a look after. Thank you. Stephen Fletcher, good man, Bruce. Joey Evans is a legend. Yeah, he absolutely is, mate. Uncle Semtex, what a great guy Joey is. One day I'll afford a chicken strips tour. Well, you'll be more than welcome to come along. Demo Chevo, I have our little blast from the dam in Wales to the visitor centre on my GoPro. Your exhaust sounds sweet. Do you know, thank you, man. I was thinking about that the other day when we went down into Spain there, me, Pete, and Sean, Likeable Rider. We did a little bit of light trail riding on the GSs. And I was thinking to myself when I was going along it, I was like, God, we did way harder than that on that Wales trip, didn't we? And which was just like an off the cuff, let's go down this track and see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to editing that as well. That should be a giggle. 24 Charlie. See Chris from 44 Teeth put a few videos out about his mental health. Respect to him for being very open about it. Yes, he did. It was good to see that, actually. I think it's quite important, isn't it? Because it's whether people are just more aware about mental health these days and are more willing to talk about it, or is it a much more significant thing these days? Are there more people suffering with their mental health than there ever has done, or are they just more vocal about it? I don't know, but there seems to be loads of it around these days for whatever reason. And Chris, Chris is, as long as I've known Chris, he's been struggling with all these issues. So it's great that he's got out. And I've got the permission to talk sticker as well. Folks, if you don't know what that is, get yourself on the 44 Teeth website, go to their shop, and you get one of these stickers. It's basically, they call it permission to talk. And it's just, if you see somebody with one of these stickers, whether it's on the lid, on the bike, or whatever it is, it's just you saying, I'm all ears. Chat to me if you need to chat to me. And I am, folks. If you need to chat, drop me a line. Come up and see me. If you see me at a calf, I'll probably have a bacon sandwich in me gob and a cup of coffee in my hand, but come up and have a chat. Pete English, re-sponsorship. I've often thought of chucking in a few quid in to support the channel, but it would be more about suggesting shopping local to folk, as my business only cover the northeast. I know, mate. I know. Yeah, I would love to have you as a sponsor, like we discussed. But again, yeah, this is what I mean. In that, like, I think to myself, how can I, as a sponsor, how can I benefit you? And it'd be hard, that, isn't it? Because you're like geographically constrained to where your customer base would be. It's not like you're an online retailer or something, is it? It's like people get their flooring when they live in your sort of deliverable area. So that's the hard one, eh? But Pete, you do enough. You do more than enough, mate. You're like my one-man PR team at the moment. You're promoting loads of stuff for me. So, mate, you do more than enough. Thank you. But definitely shop local. I totally agree with you. Absolutely. I chat about that in the latest podcast with Ed and Mick about the clothing stuff. It came up time and time and time again. It's like the importance of having a physical shop where you can go and try kit on and get properly fitted for not only your helmet, but the clothing that you wear and your boots and your gloves. And because, like, I've done it, you go into a shop, you try on a bit of kit and go, right, that's my size. Then you go online and you just buy it at that size. But who's to say that you've been fitted properly for that? Just because you think it fits right, excuse me, maybe it actually doesn't. And you need somebody that's specifically trained in that kit to tell you if it's fitting right or not. Plus, we need to support these local shops, because if we don't, they're not going to be there. And then, you lose your motorcycle shop. Then what do we do? Then you have to buy it online, and it just becomes like everyone's cutting prices and cutting prices and cutting prices, and eventually people can't afford to have a business anymore, do they? So, yeah, shop local. Demo Chevo, it's on WhatsApp, Bruce. Oh, is that the pictures for your lid? Thank you, mate. I'll check that after this. Just started watching Baron Von Grumble. He talks loads about the mental health side of things. Yes, he does. It's great to see him doing that, actually. Uncle Semtex, unfortunately lost a friend to PTSD 3 weeks ago. It got a bit much after a tour in Afghan 10 years ago. It's so important to talk about what's bothering. Mate, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah, I've got a couple of mates that are struggling, to be honest. Just folk, talk. Just talk. Junkie Bearded Biker. Definitely need one of those stickers. Have you heard of the mental health motorbike charity? Yes, have they been on my podcast? I've been on their podcast during lockdown in the very early days of Brew Time. I went on their podcast. They have like an online get together every now and then. So there's loads of people on there, and it's like one big like Zoom meeting. And I was just within that having a chat with people. Maybe I should get them. I should get them on the podcast, shouldn't I? I reached out to them actually about this friend of mine that's struggling at the moment, and they've never replied. So I'll need to chase them up again. Louise Worsfold, the stigma of mental health is slowly getting better. I sadly know too many people that I've served in the military with that are suffering. The loudest also tend to be the ones who are suffering. Okay. Yeah. It is good that the stigma is going, isn't it? For sure. Just there seems to be so much of it around these days. Stephen Spencer, re mental health. I think it's both that people are more aware and it's more accepted to admit that you're having issues. I've suffered in the past, and riding is a massive escape for me. Yeah, totally, totally. Um, I'm the same. It's a great head clearer just to get away on the bike, isn't it? But I think it is also important. And Joy Evans mentioned this because this came up in our chat. I think it's important not to just rely on being away on the bike. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're constantly having issues and you've constantly got things on your mind and worries, maybe just reach out to someone who's properly trained just to have a chat, because maybe being out on a bike isn't enough. Who knows? I don't know. It's just something that Joey said, that yeah, okay, riding a bike is some of the best therapy that you can ever get, but it's not always the best therapy that you can get. So sometimes it's worth getting proper help. Anyway, Stephen Spencer, but also it's gone the other way, where I've come home and locked the bike keys away for a week. Big respect to BVG for doing his series. Oh, sorry, I've missed something out there. Stephen Spencer, re-mental health. I think it's both that people are more aware and it's more accepted to admit you're having issues. I've suffered in the past and riding is a massive escape for me. But also it's gone the other way, where I've come home and locked the bike keys away for a week. Big respect to Baron von Grumble for doing his series. Yeah, definitely. Demo any gents struggling with mental health, have a look at Tough Enough to Care. What's that about then? What's that about, Demo? Tough Enough to Care. I've not heard about that. Yeah, I mean, God, mental health. I think you're surrounded by it all the time now, aren't you? There's so many people who like make the ultimate decision. They sort of decide to end things for themselves, and you see post after post, don't you, about these celebrities, well-known people who've made that decision, and you'd never in a million years think that these people are struggling at all. It just seems to be one of these things that people, or some people, keep really quiet about, and that can be deadly. Just all I think all we can do as people is be open to anyone that does want to talk. Do you know what I mean? Like your friends and your family, just try and have relationships with those people that you can say to them, look, if you're struggling, I'm here, I'm all ears. Or if you think there's an issue, have a word. Just you talk to them. Maybe they're not the type of people that will make that first move. Maybe they're just waiting for somebody to say something. So, well, I think only we know, don't you? Only we know with the people that you're dealing with. But anyway, Demo Shavel, mental health services for men. That's Tough Enough. Gotcha. They've got a website, Facebook, etc. All right, well, there you go, folks. So check that out if you want. Right, okay, what else can we chat about? How long have we been going? That's an hour and 37 minutes we've been chatting for. I don't want this to hit 3 hours again. I reckon we go for the round 2 hours max. All right. What else would you fancy chatting about? Someone give us a topic. I'm gonna have a beer because my throat's dry. Oh, I have found the last box of books for the Round the World series. It's going to go live on the TeapotOne website on the shop. I think probably start of December. But I think there's 8. There's 8 books left. These are the hardback books. This one here. I found one. Well, Mrs. Teapot found the last book up in the office, up in the loft. So that's it. That's all. There's loads of DVDs. There are shed loads of DVDs left. So I've sent another couple of boxes through to Roger and Charlotte at the Influencer store. So they're up there. So yeah, they'll be coming online soon. These T-shirts will be coming online soon. There's a new range of hoodies. Again, it'll all be on the website soon. There's a new cap, very similar to that actually. What else have we got? There'll be the Mark from Leeds series coming out probably in the new year, I would think. That's going to be for a charity. That's going to be a special sort of charity top. What else have we got? I think that's it in regards to merch. I've got a couple other designs that I'm working on. The Only Clans, I did a design, but it was crap. It really wasn't good. I did it, sent it off to Roger to have a look at, and he very politely just sort of kept quiet when I asked for his feedback. It's crap. So I need to do some more work on that, if I do one. Right, Adam Shand, mental health is about a third of our workload and has been a massive increase in the last 5 years. Yeah, with the NHS, yeah, for sure. It was all, even before I left being a proper copper, when I was still on the streets, going back 10 years, over 10 years, mental health was a huge part of the job. Anyway, Chunky Bearded Biker. Okay, GS 1350. Yeah, we chatted about that right at the start, actually. Sorry, man. Yeah, Charlie, my finance is due for renewal June next year. So my plan at the moment is to basically chop in the 1250 for the new GS, whatever that's going to be, assuming it's any good, and that it's available. Because I'm hearing, I heard a whisper that it might not be till 2024 that it's coming out. So who knows? Who knows at the moment? Paul Sparrow, I cannot believe Mrs. Teapot has not brought some M&Ms up for you. She's probably finished them all now. Damo Chevo, what's that book about then? Well, this one. Best Starbucks all around the world. Yeah. From here to Dover. Stephen Spencer, sold. What's that on the book? Topic, Scotland Clan Meetup. Yes, Neil. Neil Purvis. Scotland Clan Meetup. I'm 100% up for that. If somebody wants to take the reins for it, to organise one, I tell you what, wait till we do the Isle of Man one, and then we can start working on the next one. What? Adam Shan, favourite whiskey as a topic. Currently enjoying new Famous Grouse Smoky Black. Do you know, I've never been a Famous Grouse fan. To me, it's always tasted really sharp. But my taste buds have really changed with whiskey. So I'm really enjoying a lot of the single malts now. Best one. There's so many. There is so many. I really love Dalmore. I really do love a Dalmore. But yeah, the shed loads. I'll never say no. Big Lad Rides audiobook. You know you want to. Do you know, so many people have said that about the audiobook. Again, it's finding the time. It's finding the time. I know an audiobook would do really well. So many people have said that, and because there's not that much of a cost incurred in the production of it, I could do it here. I'd maybe need to do a bit more sound work in this office, but I could do it here. So you could probably kick it out for like $2.99, $3.99 or whatever, and I think it would do well. But it's the time. It's the time in recording it and then editing it and everything else. But I suppose I'll have to do it. Patrick Collum, what is the next plan for the big meetup with Dickie, Andy, and Chops? I suggest you do the NC500 on each other's bikes. You on Andy's 899 might double its mileage. I've no idea. I'm 100% up for doing something else. We often talk about it. Nothing's been set in stone. I keep trying to get Rich and Mr. Fish to do another big little adventure, but again, nothing's ever confirmed. I think the big little adventure, I'm just going to get a 125, and I keep saying let's ride to the Nürburgring, do a lap of the Nürburgring, and ride home. But none of them are up for that, so I think I'm just going to do it. I'll just do it myself. The next sort of group meetup, I've no idea. I don't know. I'd love it to happen, but they all seem to be really busy with other stuff. So who knows? Chunky, I want to get them back on the podcast as well, but they've never not got dates when we're all available to do that either. People are just so busy at the moment. Chunky Bearded Biker. Ooh, new merch. Thank God Christmas is round the corner. Cheers, man. 24 Charlie. Any of the old classic TeapotOne tees left? Which ones, Simo? Which ones are they? The round the world ones? Or what, like which ones? I'll work my way to that. You tell me if there's designs of the shirts that you'd like. Let me know, and I'll see if we can get them back. Hartley Rides, having one of those teas. What, these ones? Cheers. Mark from Leeds. Cheers, Bruce. No worries. Chunky bearded biker. Teach me for being late. Oh, what, missing out about the new GS. Adam Shand. Only clans. That's hilarious. Definitely get one of those to go along with the nationals I have. Chris in Dubai. Next year I'll come to the ADV festival on a rented bike. Desert X, Norden 901 or Tiger 900. That Desert X looks lovely. And Chop seem to be really taken with the 901. Oh, yeah. Interesting to see what you think of them. Louise Worsfold, with regards to merch, are you going to move from cotton t-shirts to the wicking ones after the recent podcast? They did do a prototype base layer for the merch. I'm not sure if it went public, but it was skin tight. And as such, I've never ever worn it because I just look like a burst sausage in it. So, it wasn't something that I'd wear. So I'm not sure if it went live or not. I'd love to do like a good quality one, like a merino wool or, just like a good quality base layer. I don't know. I'll chat with Roger about it and Charlotte and see if there's anything available. Michael Whiting, what mileage have you covered on the GS? For me, it's not that many miles. Bearing in mind that bike is 2.5 years old, I think I've done about 38,000, just over 38,000 miles. Which it's not bad, but it's like I could do that in a year normally, so it's not that much for me, to be honest. But the bike's still fine. It's running, no problems at all. It's due a service, actually. I've got to try and get it booked in. It's well overdue a service. Adam Shand, Bushmills is my favourite whiskey, but difficult to get here in the southeast. Yeah, Bushmills. Getting's quite sharp. You seem to like the sharp whiskies, Adam. But yeah, it's all right. John McPhee, we ochen to Shan for a dram. We ochen to Shan for a dram. Ochen to Shan. What's that? Is that a type of whiskey? I've never heard of that. Junkie bearded biker. Anyone tried O'Donnell's moonshine? I'm on the wild berry. It's cracking but lethal. I've never heard of that before. O'Donnell's moonshine. Never heard of it. Another yes for the audiobook. Well, it's going to have to happen, isn't it? Steve Fletcher, do the audiobook. With your voice, it would be a sellout, pal. I'd just put people to sleep. There would just be people falling to sleep left, right, and centre. 2-4 Charlie, famous grouse, bloody peasant. Dalmore is bloody lovely. Yeah, it is. It is, isn't it? I love Dalmore. Mrs. Teapot bought me a beautiful special edition bottle of Dalmore. It's the King... What's it called? Is it King Edward Special or King Charles Special? But I've never opened it. I dare not open it. But yeah, that's supposed to be cracking. Paul Sparrow, big little adventure on monkey bike to Nürburg. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that I was wanting to do. Well, I will do it. Patrick Collum, GSXR 125 for the Nürburgring. That was also in my mind. I was also thinking that, but as Suzuki don't seem to want to do anything with me at all, I wasn't sure how I'd get hold of one, to be honest, because I don't think a dealership would be that inclined to lend me one of their demo bikes for me to go and chuck 1,200 miles on it or whatever it will be. Big Lad Rides. Have you got anything happening with the German crew, Sean and Andy? Andy, not as such, because he is in the process of trying to move, and if he does move, it will make meeting up quite difficult. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's public. Sean, yes, was chatting to him this week about it, and we'll be getting our heads together and organising that joint patron meet over in Germany for next summer. So watch this space. Adam Shand, yes for audiobook. Your dulcet tones would be great to fall asleep to. Chris Murphy, just ordered a new hoodie. Thank you very much. Cheers, Chris. Pete English, 100% up for the ring. I'll come on the bullet. Oh my God. That could end up being a bit of a crack, that, couldn't it? Paul Sparrow, clan specific merch. Yeah, again, that's other things which myself and Roger were talking about. It's trying to work out how we do that, what it is and how we do it and how you'd access it. Because obviously it has to be just available to you guys over on the clan. It's a difficult one. But it's coming. It will be coming. But again, not sure what and how yet. Big Big Lad Rides, round the world shirt, please. Fat knacker size. What, the one with the word map? You know, the, what is it? Is it on here? Hang on. I think I've got this somewhere. Where is it? Talk amongst yourselves, folks. I'll be with you in a sec. Where is it? Like that map that I have, it's in red and black. That map on a t-shirt, that one. Is that not available anymore? I thought that was still available. Hartley, shh, not asking you. Hartley Rides, I'll do the ring on the Himalayan. 2-4 Charlie, the original logo square ones. I've got a couple from about 3 years ago. TeapotOne front and back, and a big Live Your Life on the back in grey or black. Ah, okay. All right. That's about my second, third generation of the logo. I sort of went through a phase of changing the logo every year or so. I'll have a look. There might be some of them left. Stephen Spencer, Moonshine is the dogs. Patrick Collum, another yes for the audiobook. John McPhee, aye, Clydebank Bowling Distillery. Ah, right. Oh, okay. Dalmore is class. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Hartley Rides, never tasted whiskey and grew up in a pub. What? We need to change that. Next clanmate, we're going to change that. Steve Fletcher, O'Donnell's Moonshine is the dogs. Neil Purvis, Defo, a Dalmore. Absolutely. Chunky Bearded Biker, Steve Fletcher, which ones you tried, mate? Oh, is that the Moonshine? Adam Shans, Bikes versus Planes, take 2. The collabs are always great to watch. Yeah, again, we'd love to do that, but like hiring the plane is just too costly. You know, it's even back then it was over 500 quid. So with the best will in the world, you're never going to make that back on a video. Not our level. Demo Chevo, you may sleep if he is talking. You will not sleep if he is asleep. Is this me? Is this me, you mean? Matt Ward, hi mate, sorry I'm late. No worries at all, pal. How you doing? Neil Purvis, UTMF chops, fish, Richie, NC 500 on 125s. Well, the little bike thing, that's me, Fish, and Rich. That's the big little adventure. That's our little thing. That we'll keep them together. Smoky Gun, whiskey, some cracking offerings out there at the Mo. I've just gone in with a few of the family to get our own barrel from Wolfburn in Thurso. Should be ready in 2034. Seriously, I didn't even know you could do that. Wolfburn, Thurso. Oh, that's where my son's mum's from, was Thurso. I didn't know they had a whiskey up there now. There seem to be like starting distilleries all over the place. Robert Four-Star, how you doing, Robert? You're right, pal. Good evening. You've talked about peddling around the UK. You could try getting Timmy Mallet on the podcast, as he's recently done it in memory of his brother. Has he? Really? Oh, wow. Timmy Mallet. That would be awesome. I'd love to chat to him. Right. Cheers, Robert. I will make inquiries and see if I could do that. That would be fantastic to chat to him. Again, the Around the UK thing, it is happening. It is definitely 100% going to happen. I will do it. I've said I'm going to do it. It will happen, but I don't know when yet. It's going to take me ages to do it. So then it's just trying to work out the logistics. You know, obviously my wife has a job to do. We've got the dog to look after. It's trying to fit all those things. Plus, I need to be able to work when I'm away as well, because I've got to try and keep some money coming in. So it's just the logistics, but it will happen. 2-4 Charlie, is Andy Mancam going to be on a cruise ship like Jane McDonald? I don't know. Poor old bugger. He's obviously Andy's a musician. He works in the entertainment, the theatre industry, and that's just been hammered, isn't it, over the last couple of years? So yeah, I don't really know what I don't know what's going on. Really don't. So not sure. Smoky Gun. I know Andy's got a Patreon himself. I'm sure he would welcome any support anyone can give him over there. 2-4 Charlie. Sorry, Simo, I've just said you, haven't I? Smoky Gun. I'll bring a couple of bottles to a clan meet if the bikes still exist in the 2030s. Cheers, dude. Yeah. Do you know, I think we're going to be safe. I think we're going to be safe with bikes as you know it. I think technology is going to make big advances over the next 5 years or so. And I think electric as we know it won't exist. It's going to be a different derivative of that. Certainly for bikes, it has to be, because we can't. The way electric bikes currently are, it's just not going to take off. It's just not viable. Not for most of us as bikers. So I think there will be big developments. Certainly now, your Hondas, Suzuki's, Kawasaki's, everybody like that. Now the big four have jumped on it. There'll be improvements. DH Brew, hi Brucey lad and all the clan. Managed to log in correctly. PS Dalwhinnie is the best, or the Royal Loch Nagar. Again, I've never tried the Loch Nagar one either. Steve Fletcher, chunky bearded biker. Most of them apple, the mixed berries, and the hazelnut are my favourite. Oh, this is the moonshine you were chatting about. I'll have to try that. I've never tried that. I've tried proper moonshine. I've tried that, and I've tried proper genuine poachine from Ireland. Jesus, I nearly lost my sight. 24 Charlie, Matt Ward could do better. Must try harder. Nice lad. Steve Spencer, chunky bearded biker. I like the apple one. Chunky bearded biker, nice Steve. I missed the lemon drizzle and bloody orange. Hope they come back next year. Stuart Lawton, any more big eats with lamb chops planned? Again, we were chatting about this the other month, Chopsy and I, saying we've got to get this organised. Again, it's finding the time. It's finding the time. Chops is out the door at the moment with work. Obviously, he's just moved home. He's just moved house. So I think a lot of his money and his time is going into that and into his channel. And he's really busy with his proper main job as well. It will happen. Again, it will happen, but it's not even on the horizon, I think, at the moment for him. It's something that has to take a back seat for the time being. We will do more, though, because I love doing them. He loves doing them, and everyone seems to enjoy them. Adam Shand, oh yeah, the big eats are a great watch. Thank you, man. Cheers. Matt Ward at 24 Charlie, definitely. 24 Charlie, reference bikes and electric. Myself, delivering fuel is actually at our busiest and have been for 8 months. Yeah, Simo, you're a fuel tanker driver, aren't you? I just think there's going to be. I've got it in my head that there's going to be some new sort of replacement fuel that's going to come on board, and I don't know. Speaking out my arse, really. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I don't think that's done yet. I don't think the internal combustion engine is over yet. Interesting what Alec was saying from English Electric on the podcast about how the electric motor is 100% the way to go because it's far more efficient. The internal combustion engine is like 20-30% efficient, whereas the electric motor is, I think he was saying, 85 to 90% efficient. But it's how you store the electricity or the fuel for that electric motor. That is where we fail, because batteries in their current form are not the way to do it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Where were we? Steve Spencer, right, well, chaps, I've got to run. Catch you all soon. Cheers, Steve. Look after yourself, pal. See you in the next one. DH Brew, thanks for the Cardo discount thingy. My new Packtalk Edge is ordered and en route, hoping it beats the current Senna that I use. If it's not, it's going to be your fault. Sorry, man. I would suggest, from all the feedback I've had from anyone that used to use Senna and has moved to Cardo, I don't know anyone who said the Senna was better. Maybe they're just being nice to me, but I don't know anyone that's ever said Senna beats Cardo. But you may be the first. We'll see. But I'm glad you got the discount. Adam Shan, Shops' garage build series is good. Thought about doing a garage tour video. Revzilla have done it recently too. What, me doing a garage tour? I would have, but my garage is now just full of crap. It's just horrific. Mrs. Teapot, yet again. I think once the Jigsaw build series comes online, then I will have to clean out the garage. I'm going to have to get some sort of ramp type thing as well. So if anyone's got a spare one, let me know. And yeah, I'll have to tidy up the garage. So yeah, I never really did a tour, did I? Never really showed anyone the new garage. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. Chunky Bearded Biker, I'm going to have to rewatch The Best Pasty and do that when the sun's out again. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I've enjoyed all the big hunts. They were great fun. What are we at now? 1:58. Right. We're going to end very soon. Uncle Semtex, what route from the top of your head would you take to Cape Town, South Africa? I'm really wanting to do it sometime. At the moment, at the moment, I would do my best to go down the west of Africa. The east of Africa used to be the easiest route and the one that most people did, but there's all sorts of issues now with loads of different countries up the east. So I think for me, because I started going down the west and then sort of turned back at Senegal, I want to go back and try and do it. So I would try and work my way down the west and do it that way. Give it a bash, see how we get on. Biker Dad Andy went from Senna to Cardo and no looking back. There we go. Excellent. Demo Shavo, I cleared my garage and put a second bike in it. Mrs. Shavo was not happy. That's the way to do it. Right, folks, that is us just about at 2 hours. I think that'll do us for this one. Thank you very much for your company. Really enjoyed it. One more just come in. Smoky Gun, cheers all, cracking night. Slanshava. Cheers, Smoky. All the best to you. Yeah, folks, thanks very much for all your company. Been great to chat with you all. Yeah, if there's anything in particular you want to see in either the podcast, like guest-wise, if there's anything in future vids that you'd like covered, if there's any new type of merch, anything at all to do with the channel or the podcast, let me know. Drop me a line over on Patreon there, or however you do it, info@TeapotOne, any of the socials. Just let me know. This is as much yours as it is mine. We've built a lovely little community here, all based around the channel, around the brand of TeapotOne. So, yeah, this is as much yours as it is mine. And like we said, if you need a chat, reach out. I think we can do that for everybody here, can't we? So let's look after each other. All right, folks, keep doing your thing. Look after all those that you love. Get on out there whenever you can, but most importantly, live your life. Ooh-ha! Cheers now, folks. Night-night.